cool. So, I've decided to type it because my handwriting sucks, and I've decided to add notes. So I'm doing a little bit more writing than I would. My private notes are greet the class and introduce myself, because I know what I mean by that. But now I'm writing a lesson plan that I would submit to my boss, so my notes are clear. So greet the class with the same tone from the last lesson. Business, I'm here to do some business, so let's talk professionally and like adults. Morning, morning, everyone alright? Yeah, good. Everyone say, hi Jay, cool. I want to get acquiescence. Acquiescence is like agreement. I don't like to use the word control. It's the wrong way, but it's what I'm trying to do. I need them to do what they're told. But I want them to want to do it, because it's kind of fun and they feel like they're being treated like adults here. Not, good morning class, everybody sit down now. It's like treat them with the upper primary. They don't respond to that. They get it all day with their Thai teachers. They want to have this modern education. They go, morning class, morning Jay. That's what I'd love. That'd be awesome. If they're walking around the school and they go, morning Ruby Doo, and you go, hey boys, how's it going? Good. Not, you, I thank you, and you, all this crap they do, and they're acting like babies with you. My kids come in and it's like, morning guys, morning Jay. How are you? I'm alright. It's real. It's great. Encourage all the students to engage. So use proximity and positive compliments as much as possible. So, I mean, I'm going to stand up. I know people don't like it when I move over towards them, but you're nearest to me, so you're getting it. So it's kind of like this. I'm walking in the room, you're the bad boy. Morning, guys. Morning, Jay. This guy's ignoring me. I'll just kind of walk over and go, excellent, guys. One more time. Morning, guys. Morning, guys. Hey, look at that. And you're going to, at that point, engage, because I've kind of made you engage there. But so I'm not being a dick about it. I'm not forcing you. I'm just saying, morning, guys. Morning, morning, Eva. And you're just going to go, morning or hi. And they go, excellent. Well done, you. That's really good. Thanks, pal. Straight on the eyes, straight to the guy that I know is going to see if he's testing me. He's going to check. Is he still as solid as he was yesterday? Have standards changed from yesterday? Or is this guy still demanding that I perform? And then when you perform, that's awesome, buddy. Thanks. Then immediately move the mouse over, and that's good. Guys, this team here, you should say thanks to Eva. Eva's just giving you guys an extra 30 seconds by giving me an awesome I'm fine. Immediately praise the kid as possible, as soon as possible. Approach the kids you know are going to give you trouble, and try and keep it positive immediately. Do not spend the first minute and a half of your class setting up your laptop. Spend the first minute and a half of your class engaging the students. Have it planned. You know that you're going to need to set your laptop up at some point, so either go early, if you have time, if you can. I know that sometimes you've got periods stuck together and you can't. But you know that. You know your schedule. I don't. Plan them differently. The class where you do not have 5 minutes ahead of schedule to go in, then make sure your plan is slightly different. Alright? I would then immediately practice the call and responses. That should be a common. Practice the call and responses from the previous day to remind students. Review team names, give points as teams respond. Again, look to reward trouble students as soon as possible. Just reviewing. Don't forget the Rick Smith numbers. It's 5 to 7 days for a new procedure at the beginning of the semester. Double it if it's mid-semester. We are now mid-semester. Do not think you're going to immediately start having 100% success. Be consistent, be professional, be scientific, and do it for the next 2 weeks. Eventually, in 2 weeks' time, you're going to walk into the classroom and go, morning, and then you go, morning, lovely. How are you? Everyone all right? Good, thanks, yeah, cool. All right, give me 5 stars. Cool, thanks a lot. Right, I've got the Tom and the Jerry up. Do you want that today, or do you want to do something else? They'll tell you what reward system they want for the day. Cool, let's look to the day's rewards. Who wants to pick reward number 1? Let's have a quick vote. Reward 2, reward 3. Okay, this week the reward is number 4. That means less homework. You're building up procedure, you're building up layers of discipline and control and some reward. You have choices. That Tom and Jerry thing will not work forever. You need to add to it, add to it. It's one of 20 things you should be doing. Again, constantly looking to reward the good kids. So the kids that need your support. That's what I mean, not the good kids. Kids that need help. Review Tom and Jerry technique briefly and set a new target. I was going to do no homework because I can't give homework anyway because I can't check it. So it's like a no-brainer for me. I was going to say to them, today guys, if the mouse can get away from the cat, you're not going to get any homework out of me. Alright? But be prepared if they fail to give homework. If they fail to give homework, commas matter. Be prepared if they fail to give homework. So, I mean, I was going to sort of think about it. I was going to talk to you in advance and say, look, I might have to give them a bit of homework, but it might be a self-checking homework. It might be something that you wouldn't have to do extra work for. I was going to think about it today. I haven't had time yet. However, you really shouldn't be failing at this point. It's only lesson 2 of my new procedures, and it still should be easy for me. This was a note to me. I shouldn't be allowed to fail today. If I was going into your class today and I failed to control them the same as yesterday, I've done something wrong. What I've probably done wrong, if I did fail, is I just presumed it's going to be easy now. I'm just going to presume I don't need to do as much work as I did yesterday. I used a lot of calories in that class. I used a lot of energy in that class. My voice is already a little bit deeper than it was 2 days ago, which is fine. But that's what I expect when you do sample classes. I'm putting up, like, I shouldn't tell you this, but the answer is, whenever you train somebody, I used to do sales training, when you walk in knocking on doors selling electricity to stuff, people in Australia, when you do teacher training, whenever you train anybody, whether you have a new person in your team or you're supervising someone in the future and you've got a new team member, you have to show them 120%, because new team members look to the trainer as the professional, the person who knows everything. There's no way I can be as good as that person. So if you just give 100%, only 100%, they'll give you 75%. So you have to give 120%, and then hopefully that person will give you 90 to 100%. You have to go more. So when I do training sessions, I plan more than I would. I do more work. I do more energy. I'm more nervous. I prep even more than I would normally. Because I don't want to let you down. I don't want to let my team down. I don't want to let people down. And I don't want to let the students down. That should be the main reason you're playing. So that's as far as I've got there. So all I've got, this is just all my warm-up, my morning time, right? This is all the first 10 minutes really. Don't forget, 50-minute class, 5 10-minute chunks. That's what we're looking at, right? We're not looking at a major thing. Then what I'd probably do is, because I had success yesterday, I would practice the super U shape. Practice super U procedure, not presuming we have it done. What I would not do is go, yesterday you got me the super U, let's do it again, go. I would do that. I would review the super U procedure the exact same way I did it yesterday. It's still early days. I would go in and I would slow and clearly, actually I should be slowly because it's an adverb, slowly and clearly ask students to stand and silently move tables, then and only then ask them to make a circle or a super U, and then now I'm going to label it. So then I'm going to say to them, this is called a super U. Grab my phone, take a photo of it, come back to the office, print it out, put it on a nice piece of card, write the word super U, pop it on the wall, the next lesson. That will be lesson plan 3. Present the picture. This was our picture of super yesterday. Alright, I'm scaffolding the behaviour I want. I'm giving it very clear instructions, and then over time, I'm going to remove the instructions and reduce the amount of instructions required because I need to manage my time properly. So, ask them to make a super U, label it. So very quietly and silently, really quietly, we're going to make the super U again. Perfect, well done. Now, like we did yesterday, I want to see how long it's going to take you to get the tables back into the original shape. Yesterday it took you 15 seconds, then 12 seconds. Our target this week is to get it down to under 10. You can change it. They did it. Heather and Ken's room managed to get to a circle in 7 seconds. That includes standing up, moving the tables, moving the chairs, and holding hands. 19 kids. Then they were able to get out of that, back to the table, sitting back down in 12 seconds. How much time would it take you without a practice normally? If you just sort of said, oh, I need everyone to make a circle, scratch, scratch, talk, talk, fight, fight. And Ken tried to get them into lines on his sample class. The 3 boys were wrestling in the middle of that. It took him like 3 or 4 minutes. That's 8% of this class gone. Right? 5 minutes is 10% of your class. 10% of your teaching time. 5 seconds, much more efficient. You're saving hours and hours and hours of time. So it's worth practicing it. Content-free procedural practice. I've said it in all of my seminars forever. This is what I mean by content-free procedural practice. Alright? So then, make a super U and label this. This is called a super U. Thank you. Then I would time how long it takes to get back to seated teams. Write the time down, so my typing, sorry, and ask them to beat the time. Yeah, set them a goal. Make them feel like they're winning this. If you are managing your room out of frustration, oh guys, I took you ages, oh stop it, no, sit down again, do it again, no. I'm going to get a Thai teacher in here to shout at you. What are you setting up? You're trying to set up a moment of positive success. This is how you do it. It's really good fun for them. They had a great time in my class, I think. I asked them, would you like me to come back? And they all said yes. They would say no. I mean, don't think it's like they would say no. We don't want you back here. You're a nightmare. They would tell you that. All right? Then, what I would probably do is start using the label. As they've proven that they can do it to me, and they've gained my respect, and they've proven that they do respect my requirements. Well, with the mouse and the cat thing, you didn't see it, but I kept saying to them very overtly, guys, all I need you to do is what I ask. I said it to them multiple times. You will get rewards here if all you do is what I ask you to do. Nothing more and nothing less. Just do what I ask and you will win this game. For example, stand up. Excellent, there you go, you're winning. Is that easy? Yeah. Is that fair? Yeah. Don't do more than I ask, but don't do less than I ask. Just do what I ask and you'll win. And then everybody gets a prize. How fair is that? And I was very open and overt with them. And they're grown up enough to go, yeah, all right. P1 can't. They can't do it that way. It doesn't work that way. But P4, 5, 6 can. They're clever enough. They realise they'll have a better day if they just do what the teacher asks. What you're doing then is creating confidence and trust in you. You're also letting them know, oh, this guy, I've got respect for this guy. This guy's cool. This guy does what he says, and my day's better when I listen to this guy. You're the team captain, you're the leader. Alright? Then I'd start using the label. Alright guys, that was great. So do you remember what I called this? I called it the Super U, right? You did it in 13 seconds a minute ago. We're going to get it down to... Sorry, that's not grabbing low. We're going to get it down to 7 seconds. P5 did it 7 seconds. You ready? 3. Not just like go. You have to get like 3, 2, 1, go. You have to give them a go procedure. It's called a go procedure. That's what I call it anyway. Are you ready, guys? Don't just like let them do it in their own time. You go 3, 2, 1, Super U. And you've labelled the Super U. You're now using the label. Capture, label, use the label, right? Then they're going to go pam, 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 Super U. Excellent. Now you want to label return. Okay, guys, team desks. What I'd give it another label, getting back out of the CPU. Label it. Then you're reducing the amount of, and then on the day 3, you might not need to spend as long doing it this way. You might say to them, Monday and Tuesday this week, you were amazing. You did your CPU wonderfully for me. I want to see the same procedure again today. Very, very quickly. 3, 2, 1, super you. And then they're in it. Great. Now you can add it in your lesson plan. Get into a super you and start doing a change up. But day 1, day 2, maybe day 3, I'm just going to practice it content free. Not use it for other than practice. That would be my plan today if I was doing that. I would then get them back into their teams. So that's just a practice super procedure, content free procedural practice. Now, it's time to get to the day's events. They're in teams. I may then look at quick vocab review and work towards COT activity I failed at yesterday. Asterisk or star, where's the asterisk there? See yesterday's plan. Rather than having to type it all out again. Got my plan, it was a CLT activity, I've got all the grammar set up there. So, 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe. This would be about 10 or 15 minutes maybe. It's not 10 minutes every week, about 10 or 15 minutes. I would get them walking around the room. Where are you going? I'm going to the blah, blah, blah. Where are you going? I'm going to the blah, blah. What are you doing? I'm fishing. What do you do in the yard? Or maybe with P5 it would be, I think I'll go fishing after school. You put that up on the board. I think I'll blank after school. You review that grammar with them real quick. I think I'll after school. I think I'll go fishing after school. I think I'll do homework after school. Okay, what are you doing after school? I think I'll go fishing after school. Hand the card, that kid stands up, walks to another team. You model the crap out of it first. What you don't do is just blurt out very quick instructions about what you want. You're preparing for failure. You take one picture, and you go up to one kid, the way I'm doing it now with you, and you say, I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to answer, I think I'll go fishing after school. Everybody, repeat after me. I think I'll go fishing after school. Check a kid you know can do it. Prepare for success. Walk up to that kid and say, what will you do after school? And if the kid goes, oh, you could go, I think I'll go. And you can really spoon feed it to them. I also like to do this. This is a real technique. I tap them with my fingers. I think I'll go fishing after school. I think I'll go fishing after school. And it's giving them a tactile reminder that they're asked to produce multiple syllables. It works. That kid then stands up and you walk that child across the room to another child, maybe to a child you think is going to be capable, not in the same group. The idea is they leave the table and go to another table, and then you put your hand on that kid's shoulder and you go, what are you doing after school? And that's it, and then you put your hand on it and you help them succeed. And you sit them down, and the whole time you're doing this, you're still demanding. Is it too cold in here for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's air conditioning nice there. It's either a fridge or an oven in here. What you've got to do while you're doing that, while you're walking these kids around, don't forget you have a whole room full of kids you've got to keep your eye on. You're not just talking to Lovely and getting her to get it to Rubik's Cube while everyone behind you goes to shit. You have to keep your body facing the room. You have to make sure that you're keeping your spidey senses. It's called with-itness. We've talked about this before. With-itness is your ability to gauge the room. It was one of my feedback points to Ken. Teach the room. Don't teach individuals. You need to keep your eyes on the whole room, and you need to keep asking yourself, are they off task? Are they watching me? If not, you're not engaging them. So you need to keep doing this. You need to maybe begin by getting kids at the front to help you. You might want to bring 2 kids up. Ploy and Pooh, come to the front. Everybody, 5 stars. Excellent, Master Wisdom. Cool, guys. Please be very polite and watch Pooh and Ploy talk. Please be polite. Pooh's going to model it to Ploy. Thank you. Ploy, sit down. Pooh, stay there. Far, come here. Do it right at the front of the room maybe to begin with, really overtly. Model the crap out of it. Once you're confident and you've got trust in them, you can say, right, Far, now please walk and pick anyone in the room you like. Far walks off and starts doing it. Far, oh, you come here. Give Om another card. Slowly start handing out cards. Eventually, you could have 7 kids walking around asking 7 different questions. Then you, at that point, once you've done your job, you step back, get a drink of water, and just watch. And then feel very proud of yourself that you've got a bunch of kids walking around speaking English, and your job now is just to maintain classroom management and help. And be involved. You can get to the point where they know this activity so well, with every unit, you can label the activity. Give the activity a name. And every unit do this activity. And then they know how it's expected of them, and then you can just play it with them. At that point, you can walk around yourself and get involved. And then you're having fun with your kids. But not until you've taught them the trick. Is this something you feel you could do? Yeah? It's really important. Now, I want to talk about the actual content for the day. What time you got to go?
Oh, Jay, I'm very sorry, Jay, but it's my lunchtime already, but I gotta practice with a P1. Today is our schedule.
Okay, you gotta go.
Thank you, Jay, but I will leave my phone here.
Okay. Cool. That'll for a phone.
Thank you.
Alright, cool. So let me show you now specifically what I want to get onto. This is all classroom management. Half of the class is going to be about this. Next, let's actually look at this week's content, which is the story, isn't it? Yeah? So I've made a PowerPoint. I spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe more, writing out a PowerPoint that I wanted to do. And what we'd do then is I'd have them in their teams. I would reset the room. It's called a reset. 5 stars. I say class, you say yes. Class, yes. Class, yes. Class, yes, yes. Okay. Class, give me an okay. Okay. Give me an oh yeah. 5 stars. Cool. Okay. High five. High five. Yeah. Well done, Nick. Well done, you. Well done, bad kid. That's normally a pain in the ass. Reward everybody. Right, guys. Moving on to today. And I would also make sure I'm prepared to keep my transitions fluid. So I would have this PowerPoint open before I walk in the room. I'm not going to be, okay, stay there, wait a minute, I just need to, oh no, wait a minute, oh, so where is it? That's not fine. You prepare in advance. At the beginning of the day, you know how many PowerPoints you need open. You know that you're going to need music on. You have everything ready to rock and roll. You're slick. There's no clunkiness. You're not sort of like, oh, stop now. Okay, so I'm just going to turn my back to the whole room for 5 minutes while I figure out my technical problems. You're ready to go. You get your alt and your tab functions figured out. You know, you can just quickly switch between programs, right? Yeah, you have the TV constantly on behind the whiteboard. And in that, and I haven't got this today, but what I did have yesterday was we had this. One sec. This is onlinestopwatch.com. I had 2 of these open. Why did I have 2? One was a counter up, one was a counter down. Alright? And these also work offline once you've uploaded them. Well, not uploaded them. Once you've... where the hell am I? Not downloaded, that's not what I mean. Once you've opened up the page, if you go offline, it doesn't matter, the page is already open. So it works when you go offline. So you can't, this is an excuse I hate. Oh, but Jay, there's no internet in the room. Okay, well, turn your phone into a Wi-Fi hotspot, figure it out, download an app. You know that there's a problem, don't be passive. Solve your own problems, right? No one's going to solve your class for you. This is something I get from a lot of teachers. Just negative feedback on why they can't do what I need them to do. Figure out how you can do what you need to do. Yeah, no one's going to do it for you. We're all grown up. This is like, I'm not talking about you specifically, but generally. I get this. Oh, but Jay, we don't have that. Oh, but Jay, I don't have dice. Make one. Jay, I don't have microphones. Make one. Go and get some toilet roll holders. Put a balloon on top of it. I don't care. Just do it. You know, like, you can do it. So I'd have 1 count down and 1 count up. So the count down is when I'm giving specific times. I need you in 2 minutes 33 seconds to make a Super C, get into teams of 4, give me a team name, blah 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 blah, go. And at the same time, there's music playing. Oh, you've all finished? Excellent, well done. You just made 2 minutes 26 seconds free time at the end of the day. Okay, how fast is it going to take you to get back into your teams? 3, 2, 1, ding. And you've done it in 2 seconds, well done. And these are constantly open. Quick ways of I don't know if you know this, Control and Tab.
Yeah.
Will switch between tabs on a computer.
Yeah. Control.
Alt and Tab switches between screens on your computer. Quick keys. Just, I don't know if you know this or not.
I just know the Alt tab, but the Control tab.
Alt and Tab switches between screens.
Yeah.
But Control Tab switches between tabs on your computer. Just be quick. That's my point. Yeah? So then I would have them sit down. Right, guys, today. And I'll do it with you right now, okay? Let's do this. I know you don't know. Do we have the answer? Don't worry about it. I'm not going to get involved with that stuff. The answers open up. See, I'm not prepared, you see.
My kids, Jay, I instructed them before I did the more activities. I already opened.
Yeah.
Then I just turned off the TV and I switched on the TV.
Well, there's an even quicker way. YouTube has 8 hours of black screen.
Oh.
And you alternate between that. So you know what I mean? I use that as well. Just another idea. Just another idea. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let's go to YouTube. And if you go offline, it doesn't matter because it's just a black screen. There. 31 hours of pure black screen. That's all it is. It's just a black screen with nothing going on. Got it. Okay. Okay, shush. Got it. Right? And then you just on black screen. So you just got a black screen. So then what if I want to go to my new thing? Boom, I've still got the tabs available to me. I'm still able to tab between stuff. And I can still use individual tabs like this to move between stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah?
Black screen.
It's not rocket science, but it is interesting, isn't it? It's cool and useful. Or, if you're using a PowerPoint and you have one of these, it has a blackout button on it.
We don't have.
And we don't have it. They're 130 baht.
Maybe.
Buy one.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We don't have it. You can get it, dude. Go to eBay, go to Lazada, and I know you do have them because Boy and I bought about 6 of them for the office. They're in the office. And someone else has them. Borrow it. I don't know who has it. Ask them. Fix the problem, dude. That's what I'm on about. We don't have it. It's like I went to the office yesterday. Does anyone have UTAG? No, I don't have anything like that. I managed to get it an hour later. It's just blue tack, so you can stick images to the board really quickly. And you can stick stuff to the wall.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right? And there's like teaching 101. Prepare for success. And if you don't have what you want or you need, get it. Maybe your boy will let you buy it for you, I don't know, but maybe you won't. But surely it's good for you to own one because you own it then and it's yours and you can keep it and it's also a laser pointer. And also it will go through the PowerPoint for you, so you don't have to get your computer doing it. Okay, if you don't have that, you can buy a wireless mouse and a wireless keyboard and you can walk around the school. This connects as a PowerPoint controller, but this is way better. You can, don't forget on PowerPoint, you can put in audio, video in the PowerPoint, which you can then control with this. So that's making it a complete multimedia controller. Alright? Be really cautious when we're really saying, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, because I just sort of, I didn't have it either until I bought it. They sell this at the shop in front of the school. Right now they're out of stock, but the one they sell at the school is called Uhutak. It's yellow. It's yellow. If they don't have it, ask Boyd to get some in. If you still don't have it, ask to borrow some. If you still don't have it, next time you're in Saralbury, just go to B2S and buy it. They're about 60 baht. And then you can keep it and you use it forever. I mean, one of these will last me over a year. Because you don't need to use much of it. That's 2 strips. It comes like this. That's 2 strips. Of course you do. Especially when you're teaching P5 and 6 and you don't have flashcards. You need to make your own. Like there's no images on the iTools, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's images, but there's no vocab images. So I just made my own. Right? Because I needed them. I felt I needed them, so I went and spent time doing it. All right? Anyway, moving forward. It's not a critique. I'm trying to give you advice rather than complain. But we're now back in the classroom. We're all sitting at our desks. I've been getting the procedures I want done. Everybody's on board. We're all having a good time. Guys, I now need to talk about a story. Who can tell me what this is about? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Hands up. Hands up. Come on. What does it say? Read. All I want you to do is read what it says. Please raise your hand, somebody. Story about that. Thank you. Well done. Everyone give that person a big clap for doing what I asked. That's all I need you to do is what I ask. Move the mouse along, give a star, give a point, give a high five, give a fist bump, give a charm. Well done, Pooh. Well done, Pooh. Excellent, Pooh. And I want to get that, so I'll... This kind of stuff, constantly positive. So, let's do a story about a letter. Okay. Now, to help myself, so I don't have to worry too much about my lesson plan, I have a piece of paper in my hand, I annotate what I want. So I'm leading myself naturally through the plan. So let's do it with you guys real quick. Question number 1, what's he doing? Yeah, what are the kids likely to say? Bike,
Bike.
bike. What do? Recast. Yes, that's right. He's riding a bicycle. Now that's very good, Ruby T. Thank you for saying bike. I appreciate that. Give you a point. But what I would like to hear is full sentences. Who can tell me that sentence I just said? He ride bike. That's very good. He ride bike. That's close enough. I actually said that's good points. Well done. High five. Yes, he's riding a bicycle. Excellent. If you do this every class, every time, all the time, 5 to 10 days later, they will be doing this too, as a constant. But if you constantly say, no, I told you last week, you should speak sentences. You're being negative. Do you ever hear yourself talking like this in class? I told you, and I heard you say in class, I told you last week to stop scratching the chairs. I say, dude, leave them alone. Let them, it's not their fault that we haven't set up the procedures correctly. With the chair scratching, which is a pain in the ass, I mean, it's not my classroom. But what I would do is I would go to Boy and say, Boy, could we possibly buy rubber ends for the tables and chairs? You could buy them at Home Pro. They're about 20 baht for a pack of 4. And say to Boy, I would like to request, you don't have to know if the whole school is going to do it, but just say, Boy, I would like to request permission to buy rubber ends for the bottoms of my chairs. Or can you get them for me? They do it in my school. My school, the chairs were being scratched, so I just went and bought, they just rubber suckers. They just rubber things that you pop on the bottom of the chair. And then the chairs don't make that horrible screeching sound. You can get round ones, square ones, little ones, big ones. If it's something that bugs you about your class, which it would for me, fix it. Alright, I just want to say that straight up. Okay, cool. What's in his pocket? It's a letter. Well done. Thank you, Eva. It's a letter. It's a letter. That's right. Now you can see it's a letter with a name and an address. It's a letter with a name and an address. So, where could he be going? Where could he be going? Okay. Oh, no idea. You don't know where you're going. Let's have a think. Where could he be going? Now, what I might do is this. If I wasn't getting the response I wanted, I could just keep trying to hammer them. I might try with screen number 1. Or if I'm not getting the response I wanted, I could say, Here's a bunch of questions. You have 45 seconds in your teams to give me full sentences answering each of these questions. 3, 2, 1, ding, music goes on. You then stroll around the room for 45 seconds. You have a timer on. You don't need a timer really. You just keep your eye on the watch because you need to use the screen. You can't navigate away from this to put a clock on. Then you walk around the room, you check they're doing it, you give them help. That's right, exactly, wonderful. Yeah, that's it. Hey Nick, can you help? You know the kids sitting like this. Hey, can you help your team? I think they need your help. You're really good at this. Thanks, man. Yeah. So do you think and then you need to listen to sentences. And you say to Nick, just say he needs to buy stamps. Feed the bad boy answers to get him feeling good about himself. Okay, guys, ding ding, music off, 5 stars. Now, for 1,000,000 points, for 133,999 points, who can raise their hand and answer these questions for me? Right? You're being positive. Excellent. So now you get my point, right? This is my plan today. This is the plan that I'm writing that I want you to do. This plan I'm typing up right now is what I want you to do. So, and the PowerPoint is pretty much self-working. Meant to be in capitals, by the way. Right, elicit. Where could he be going? Okay, is he going to the hospital?
No.
Do you? No, he isn't. No, he isn't. No, he isn't going. He isn't going to the hospital. This is caretaker language, by the way, not recasting. Caretaker language is where you narrate constantly what you want them to learn. So the grammar, it might not be today's grammar, but it's grammar that's good for them. Is he going to the hospital? No, that's correct. No, he isn't. He isn't going to the hospital. He is not. No, he isn't. Okay, let me think now then. Where could he be going? Where could he be going? Is he going to see a doctor? No, he isn't going to the doctors. That's right. No, he isn't. So the kids that are really low level are going to get basic vocab words. The kids that are high functioning are picking up loads of grammar from you. And you're teaching English at this point. As I've said in every training session I've ever done, that book is not your syllabus. That book is your scope and sequence, and it's a useful collection of worksheets. It needs to be taught. Okay, now, question, page number 2. Where are they? How do you know that? Now, one of the vocab words of this unit is arcade. So where are they? Arcade. They're at the arcade. They're at the arcade. You might write that on the board. They're at the arcade. That's right. Team number 1, repeat after me. They're at the arcade. 1, 2, 3. They're at the arcade. Team number 5, the Godzilla team. Repeat after me. They're at the arcade. They're at the arcade. Excellent. Energy, movement.
Which I'm gonna record. Sorry.
You can probably get it off. Lovely.
Ah, okay.
Is it still working? Have a look.
Yes, so
There you go. So you can get it off. Alright? How do you know that? Well, there's games in the background. That's right, there are games in the background. They've got game, arcade, game, yeah. There are games in the background. And you're just constantly recasting the grammar you want. Constantly rephrasing and reworking your English to teach them grammar. Listening comes before speaking. What's happening? What do you think's happening? Is it a family meal? No, it isn't a family meal. Are they cooking?
No, they aren't.
Well, what's happening? We're seeing the picture.
someone's going to celebrate a birthday.
Celebrating a birthday. Whose birthday do you think it is? Is it the boy's birthday or is it Julie Watson's birthday?
Julie's birthday.
It's Julie's birthday. Who's this then? Who do you think that is?
That's Julie.
That's Julie. Well done. 5 points to your team. This is called eliciting. If you walk into the room, lovely Eva, Rudy, I asked you on Monday what your plan was, and you said to walk in and start having them read the story out sentence by sentence. That's not an effective lesson plan. Whereas right now, I'm really getting you to look at the pictures, think about the pictures, and predict the story in advance. This is real teaching. Anyone can walk into a classroom and have kids read sentences to them. But what you need to do is, so you need to critically think. You need to get the kids thinking. Who is that? That must be Julie. How do you know it's Julie? It says so on the name card. Oh, right. So is that the same guy from the picture a minute ago or a different guy?
Yeah,
It's the same guy. How do you know? He's dressed the same. He's got the same haircut. So what do you think the letter in his back pocket was? Do you think it was that card?
Yeah, it's that card.
That's interesting, isn't it? But that's really weird because why would he be posting that card to her?
To invite Julie.
But no, it's her birthday.
It's her
birthday. It's a birthday card to Julie. But isn't it strange how he was going to the post office, but he's there with her? That's interesting. I wonder how that works. Well, we'll talk about that later. Never mind. Just think about it. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay. So what's this? Yeah, that's a birthday card. For who? For Julie. Who's Julie? That's Julie. Excellent. Okay, good. You're a bit confused right now. That's fine. That's the point of this exercise. But we're thinking about the images, right? Okay, I'm engaging you a little bit more. Okay. Moving on. Where are they? Same question as before. You know the vocab from the unit. Where are they?
Pet shop.
Yeah, pet store, pet shop. Yeah, and I think this one might be in a mall. Because if you look in the background, my thing doesn't work on the screen so well. If you look in the background, there's a dress shop opposite them. So it's a pet shop in a mall. Because the mall's another vocab word from the unit.
Yes.
How do you know they're in a pet shop?
Because
There are
cat food, and there are fish.
Exactly. If you're not getting the answers you require in your teams, blah 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 blah. If you're getting the answers, if your class are like, boom, you're probably not going to get this straight away, Ruby, because I'll be very honest, that you don't have that relationship with them yet. You haven't developed a relationship with the kids whereby they feel comfortable with you to just answer in English to you, because they're used to being reprimanded and they're used to negativity in the teaching room. So they're probably not confident enough to have this dynamic interaction with you. So you're probably going to need to work on that yourself. Give them time to answer in teams. Otherwise, what you'll end up doing is doing all the work for them. And it's just your voice. And then they're going to check out again. So I'm recommending constantly flipping between you asking questions. So I would do it this way. Okay guys, I'm going to give you 1 minute and 13 seconds to read the questions, and I really do need some full sentences from you guys. Alright, blah blah blah, this is for 1,000 points. 3, 2, 1, go. Music on, walking around, and you're going to sit at a table with one of them. So let's see the question. What do you think it is? What do you think? And you work in small groups of 3 or 4 kids at that point. And when you go to the table, don't do this. You're going to go to the table, you're going to get down with them, and you're going to let them know that you're there to help. You're going to go, that's awesome, thanks man. Yes, what do you think? That's a good question. Where are they? I know you're going to need more. And then you're suddenly doing really small individual group sessions. Okay, great, keep going. All right, go back in a bit. And you walk over to the other group, and you say, so what is question number 2? Who is that woman? Do you think, is that the girl's father? And they're like, no, mother. That's right, it's the girl's mother. Cool, remember that. Right? Thanks. You go to another group. You're going to prepare for success, right? You want them to answer you. You don't want to go, nah, 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 and then you get silent rooms. You want them to answer you. So, what is this? It's the same card. Is it the same card as that boy had? What's it doing there? What verb would you use for that? Run, jump, or forget? Forgot, forget. Maybe someone left it there by accident. Interesting. Okay. Oh! Who's the girl?
It was the girl in the shop.
It's the girl from the pet shop. What's this? Now, if you do this kind of work every month, once, because every month you can do a story, every week you can do vocab, communicative language teaching. You've got 40 weeks with them over a year. They're going to pick up on your style, and you're going to be eventually. My kids, if I was doing that, I'm going to do this exact lesson, and I'm going to video it with my kids next Tuesday. There's only about 6 of them. It doesn't matter. I promise you, I won't need to put them in groups, put music on, and let them talk. I could just get them to talk to me because of our relationship. All right? We know each other for years, and they trust me and they respect me, and I respect them. We have a loving friendship. I can just talk to them about this, and I can get them to imagine stuff, and they'll be comfortable. Oh, I bet an alien left it there. They'll just talk about anything. So, what is this? Why is it there? I mean, what verb would you use for that? Found. Oh, interesting. You're prepping them, right? It's out of context at the moment. Oh, who's this man?
It's the owner of the pet shop.
It's the same guy from the pet shop. That's right. And pet shop owner is one of the vocab words in the story. In the story. And who's this woman? Oh, that's a new face. Have you seen her before?
No.
Is it the girl from the arcade?
No, they don't have the same hair.
That's right. They have different hair and different clothes, but they look similar, don't they?
I think it's Judy's mother.
Could it be the mother, the girl? It could be the girl's mother, couldn't it? So the pet shop owner's got Julie's birthday card. That's interesting. I wonder how that happened. Okay, so we've just seen 5 images and you've elicited. I've not even opened a book yet. As you noticed, we've not at any point in these last 2 lessons said open your workbook. Because I don't need to. I've got a whole week to teach 2 pages of a book. Why on earth would I be opening the book on day 1? A, B, C, D, and E. Picture A, picture B, picture C, picture D, picture E. Which, in your teams, read the following piece of writing and decide which picture matches that piece of writing. I will give you 2 minutes and 35 seconds, and this would be in teams. And this would, even with my most high-level group, I wouldn't just ask them to answer it. Even with my group that I could elicit in real time, where they would speak English constantly to me, I would still give them time for this. I'd say you have 2 minutes and 35 seconds to read the text and figure out which picture matches that text. 3, 2, 1, go. Put some music on. So 1 week before Julie's birthday party, Danny decided to send her an early birthday card. He wanted to surprise her. He wrote "Happy Birthday, Julie" on the card and put it in the envelope. He needed a stamp, so he put the card in his back pocket and rode his bike to the post office. On the way to the post office, the card fell out of Danny's pocket. Danny arrived at the post office, but the card wasn't in his pocket. Oh no, he thought. I should have actually, thinking about it now, I would probably black out the second part and just have the first part. It's enough. You don't need the second paragraph there. Which picture represents that? A, B, C, D, or E?
B.
He put the card in his back pocket and got on his bicycle.
B.
Well done. Good work. 1,000 points to your team. A, C, D, or E? Well done. Each time I would give them time to read it, talk, come up with an answer as a group, elicit from groups, give points, give high fives, give praise, give fist bumps. Let them know they're doing a great job, thank you. Encourage the bad boys of the room to give me the answer. Go to the bad boys group, feed them the answers a little bit and say, Nick, that was awesome. Yeah, great. And then when you're back at the front, okay guys, stop. Godzilla team, Nick, A, B, C, R, D, and Nick's going to go C, D, E, and you go, awesome Nick. I'm saying, well done Nick. Being the bad boy, suddenly Nick's like, I can do this English stuff. So what do you reckon? C, D, or E?
C.
Do you agree?
Depends on the That's like C.
Convenience store, another vocab word.
E.
Letter E. F. Letter
You have to read it first. So D, F. Off task, lose a point. On the day of the party, Danny walked to the arcade. He was sad about the missing card. Then Julie ran up to him. I really like the card you gave me for my birthday, Danny. He said it was a nice surprise. So we haven't got all the details yet, but we're now ready to start reading the story. They know the general idea. They've read 80% of the text already. They've looked at the images. You've elicited loads of words from them. It's now, finally, what would be a good name for this story?
The missing card.
I've done, and I would probably zoom that up if I had a bit more time. I don't have time. Excellent, guys. It's now time to open your workbooks. Oh, actually, maybe not even that. What I would then probably do is say, excellent, guys. Here's the story for the day. Let's everybody please give me 5 stars and get your ears ready. Turn your ears on. Make it fun. Are you ready, guys? Ears listening. Are you ready? We're going to listen to the story. Let's go, everybody. And we've got no audio.
Before Julie's birthday party, Danny decided to send her an early birthday card.
And while this is happening, you're walking around the room. Maybe if everyone's on task, you have to constantly be on point here. You have to constantly be working in the room. There's no moment when you're not on as a teacher. Alright? So when this happens, if you look at the room and everybody's doing this, perfect. You've done a wonderful job. Stand at the front and feel proud of yourself. If you can see, all you do is you go to that group and you sit at that group until you go, guys. You encourage them. Right? If you see someone doing this, that's not okay. You're failing. You're failing, not them. So you stroll over there and you stand near the table with a big sign. You stand near those kids. Thanks. Right? You're trying to create a real relationship with your students.
Hello. He needed a stamp, so he put the card in his back pocket and rode his bike to the post office. On the way to the post office, the card fell out of Danny's pocket. Danny arrived at the post office, but the card wasn't in his pocket.
You get the point. We don't need to do the whole thing. Then, that might be the end of that lesson. This is down to you now and your timing. I would do this at least twice. I would do this twice. This PowerPoint. Once to show them the workings and twice to make everyone feel they can all do it, and then maybe the next day I'd do it again. It depends on the class. My P5 class would be bored after once with this. Because my P5 class, this is not like no class are better, it's not like that, but my kids could literally, they speak fluent English with English and American accents. I could just give them the book as they do that, and I wouldn't actually need to do anything if I didn't want to. And they just read it, answer the questions and get 100%. It's not about that, it's about the discussion I have with them. And I'll try and get a video, I'll go live maybe, so that you guys see it live in real time. Alright? But what I might do is, at the end of the day, if that was time's up, not much time left, everyone, you did awesome work, everybody. Let's have a big clap, 5 stars. And obviously at this point, you want to get the screen black again. You don't want them. Actually, I've gone offline. That's why there's no music. But you take their attention away from that. I'll close the board. You say, "Alright, guys, well done. Thanks a lot. See you all tomorrow." Everyone say, "See you later, Ruby G. See you later, Ruby G. See you later, Eva. Bye, Eva. See you later, guys. Laters. Come on, something fun. Laters, Eva. Whatever. Just make it real and engaging." Or if they got through it and you're happy with the content and you think they did a good job and you still got time, you might say, "Okay, guys, what I need you to do is now open up your student books, look at page 44 and 45, and in your teams, read the work and try to answer question B numbers 1 through to 6. I'll be back in a minute to check." And then they're doing some work in teams, talking, helping you. And then while they're doing that, you've got music on in the background, you've got a timer on, you don't need the screen anymore, you've got the timer up. I'll give you guys 7 minutes and 35 seconds to reread it and try and answer questions 1 through to 6. put the music on, and then you walk around checking that they're on task. And if they're all going, huh? You make a note. They didn't really understand my teaching today. I need to rethink how I present this, and I need to work a little bit harder. You don't say, these kids know nothing. It's always you. Does that feel like, do you remember my lecture and the video I did about energy profiling a class?
In YouTube?
Yes, the YouTube video. But I've given the lecture here. And I have a graph of what the energy of a class looks like. Alright? I want you to watch it. Alright? Oh, no, it's not. I need to re-log in, that's all. I know it's your lunchtime, right? I'm sorry, but I know you've got a bit more free time than normal and I'm using up more time, but I want to use this time well. I want you guys to be confident enough that you can tell other people what we've done. And retrain others in the room, and then you're going to learn more, you'll retain more by doing this. But I have a video lecture on YouTube. Find it here if that's not working. On lesson planning. I'm pretty sure I sent it to the group chat, and I've definitely given the lecture here. Lovely's definitely sat in on the lecture. Syllabus planning, not syllabus planning, not circle time. Let's see if I can just search. Lesson planning for beginners. Lesson planning for beginners. I wonder if that's me. There it is. Lesson planning for beginners. 38-minute video lecture. Share it online. And what I talk about in this is energy profiles. You don't want you read the video, you'll see the video, watch the video, alright? But does that feel to you like a 3-dimensional, well-considered lesson plan? Does that feel like what I, you know, for me, if I was in your position and my supervisor had said to me, tell me your lesson plan for the day, and I say what Ken said to me, well, I was going to go in and draw some vocab with them and get them to repeat after me, or I was going to go in and assign lines to each team and they were going to read them back to me. What do you think my assessment of that lesson plan is compared to how you now see I do my lesson planning? Would you have given yourself an A+ or an F? Right? In all honesty, right? You have to be honest with yourself. That is just, I didn't know, I was a bit shocked that both of you guys were just like really, there was no lesson plan. On honest truth, there was no lesson plan there. You just basically looked at the book, had a think, and thought that'll work. There's a lot more work needing to go into it. If you ask me that question, I would say, first thing I would do is I would greet the students, I would set my standards, I would then implement the day's classroom management procedure, which today is going to be a cat and mouse game, and some points with the reward of no homework. After that, I'd spend about 15 minutes overtly practicing my classroom management procedures and structures. I'm going to practice giving out pens and pencils. I'm going to practice giving out paper and receiving paper. I'm probably going to practice getting in and out of the super C shape or the super U shape. constantly focusing on my troubled students and making sure that everybody's getting positive feedback. After that, I've got a PowerPoint that I've prepared. I'm going to use the PowerPoint to elicit the important vocab and concepts and phrases of the day's work. Or maybe I'll do a communicative language activity where I'm handing out images and I'm getting the students to practice the grammar in an appropriate way. Finally, I've made a PowerPoint. I'm going to start approaching this week's content, which is the story. We're going to do the work fully on Friday or Thursday, but today's Tuesday. I want to at least start looking at it. Then maybe tomorrow you'd either do the PowerPoint again or give them those images on a separate piece of paper. Ask them to draw lines from the words to the image, you know, the phrases, or ask them to fill in gaps that are missing from it, to blank out parts of it, come up with more work based on that. Eventually get them to do a bit of book work on Thursday. You've got a week. That's how lesson planning should be. Is that appropriate for you guys?
Yeah, sure.
Ah, cool. Thank you. You've been here for ages. Any questions about that? Any confusions?
I learned a lot today.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
Can you do it?
Yes.
So tomorrow is Wednesday?
Thursday.
Shit, really.
Today's
We need, tomorrow I want you to show me a lesson plan. Alright? I'm not going to have time to come in the class with you. I'm flying tomorrow, I'm working, I've got to clear up, talk to the boss. But tomorrow, what time tomorrow can we meet? Obviously your next class is this. I'll send this to you. You can do this. If you feel comfortable, if you want to check, sit with Eva, brainstorm. If you think I can't do that, sit with Eva, and your job is to help you get into this. This is where we need to be at. But in addition to this, I need you to plan your own lesson. And I need to see it. So what time tomorrow are you guys both free?
I have tomorrow. I'm free around
10:45. 10:40.
9:50 to 10:40.
9:50, 9:50 and 10:45.
Oh, you bugger. It just closed on me. You see that? So my word just erased it. I tried to save it and it just vanished. Let's see if it did an auto save for me.
Let's see.
Well, let's see.
Hey.
Not all of it though, not all of it.
At least.
Use time instruction. Look at the self-working PowerPoint. Look at the work
1:50.
for the week
Oh, we don't have the same schedule.
and give time to. Well, morning. What time do you start? You have morning duties. Maybe you could
7.
request. What time's your first period tomorrow that you're working? 8:10. What time's your first period?
8:10 as well, Jay.
8:10. We could meet at 7:30. We get 30 minutes together. If you confirm that you won't be able to do your classroom duties.
We only practice our Children's Day dance and singing dance.
Is it appropriate to meet at 7:30 tomorrow?
I'll inform my.
And review
Yes.
that, I'll coordinate that. Okay, 7:30 tomorrow.
Yes.
That means you've got today to sit down and plan, figure it out. Listen, so look at the work for the week and give time to discuss the answers. Also, look at watch the video. Watch the multimedia story video and ensure student focus. Look at the work for the week, give time to discuss the answers. If time, conclude in a big group on the ITILs. Obviously you might not get through all of it, but that's fine. At least you're prepping. Please don't close on me this time. Thank you. Where should I save this? I'll save it to classroom management. everybody up. 5 unit 5 sample plan with PowerPoint details. I will send that to you in the group. I'll send it to the group.
Yes.
So everyone can have a look at it. Cool, great. If you feel that you want to sit, if you feel that I've not prepared you for success and you don't think you can go ahead and plan your own class, tell me, private if you're not confident right now, and we'll plan it together. But I think that I've given you a really solid sample to copy from.
Yes.
Yeah? And also, you need to find your own flavour, your own technique, your own things. Don't just now, I don't want to come back in 8 months and you're still doing Tom and Jerry. Right? You're still doing, I don't mean, there's millions of them out there. Alright? Cool. Alright, see you guys tomorrow.
See you, Jay.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Will you please give these to Ken for me? Tell him they're a present from me.
Okay.